onto Monday footage. So this was a good class. I feel like we had a really solid night of hard rounds. Fortunately, I got to join you guys. So called out Austin first. Let's see who else joins us. Austin with a nice go behind, trips me down. Not too terribly worried here as I look to enter into the legs. Where you at, Jordan? Oh, Caleb and Mitchell. See if Caleb goes for any huge throws today. He's been really enjoying lately. Walking Mitchell down. Austin's doing a good job controlling my head here. Really difficult for me to finish things from cross Ashigarami if I can't extend my body. And Austin knows that. So I don't get the grip I'm looking for. Just decide to get on with it. Did Mitchell sit? Or did Caleb encourage him? A little bit of encouragement. New guy wanted to talk new guy stuff. Well, you're a good ambassador. I didn't get to meet new guy. Do you know if he signed up? Making my way into Austin's close guard. Nowhere I really want to hang out for too long. Leaving myself open to his triangles. Got James and Coop. Second class? Cool. Caleb chilling. Oh, okay. Maybe he got a wrist lock or it's a gift wrap there. Maybe that's just really uncomfortable. Not sure why they stopped, but okay, whatever. So fun leg exchange here with Austin. Let's look at this. Because we're not in usual positions, right? Minor difference here. So this looks like this is, I'm an outside Ashi. That's fine. Here he goes on to attack my leg, which I'm not too concerned with. And then he switches and enters into his own. It was briefly looking like a Z-lock inside Ashi kind of thing. But now we're in this mutual Ashi position where we're essentially both able to attack an outside heel hook. Problem is, when you go to attack an outside heel hook, you see me here, I'm really digging on the heel. When I do that, I expose my own heel. So you have to be ready to defend that, ready to attack it. Austin does the same thing. Or here, as he tries to go out, he exposes his own heel. And I could start digging in on that too. So a bit of a sloppy exchange, I think, on my part. But a fun little nuance to that position you got to be mindful of. And now he's trying to play around with banana splits or something. Mashigashi. You'd call it that. Toe hold there that also would not tap to, so I didn't bother cranking on it. Cooper sitting into outside Ashi himself. But James pulls that heel back with the quickness. And now Coop's got to dig himself out. This is where the straight ankle lock, that Achilles style grip for control, not for a submission, is really useful. James not letting him get it. He's got that wrist under control. So as Cooper may be prematurely sat back on this leg entrance. If you can't get that grip, not really a good idea to sit back on this. Cooper doesn't really have any control over that leg at this point. little Russian tie with some heavy shoulder pressure. Again, Mitchell just sitting. Josh, how are you hungry? You know what day it is. It's Milkshake Wednesday, baby. Back in on this leg entanglement with Austin, making it real pain in the ass to get his leg. Digs mine out and goes, starts to initiate a counterattack. I think I end up heel hooking him here. What is that? Dylan and Bin over there. Okay. Bin sits. Ethan and Ronnie. Ethan just about had a Sotogari set up. He circles behind though. Okay. Okay. You could have written the whole story. What happened next? So working a leg drag here to get past Austin's guard. Man, what'd you do? Sounds like a real problem. So from here, let's see. Austin's he's trying to dig into like double inside leg position, right? Where obviously I don't want him. So I back off, I dig that leg out, and I put it in my pocket on my right side. And I try to stand behind it. Notice my knee-elbow connection to make it difficult for him to sneak that leg back across and re-guard. Kind of hop by that leg a little bit, and I drive in. I lead in with my knee here. So I'm shelving his right leg on top of my right leg, driving in with my right knee, and trying to close that distance as best I can so that he can't pull the knee back across. If, right about here, if he was able to point this knee in this direction, I probably would have lost any progress. So I really try to stack in behind it, establish an upper body connection, and take my time crawling around the guard here. I don't want to raise my hips up. I don't want to create too much space for him to pummel a leg back in or establish a good frame and disrupt my position. I think he ends up doing it anyway, but yeah, he gets the underhook on me now. Puts me in half guard. And I just about kick Ethan in the head. Top half guard looking for a pass with the Kimura. Get rolled over. What else is going on? Everybody starts rolling at once, huh? So Caleb in this 3/4 mount on Mitchell. Looks like he's digging in. Similar position to where he was. He has the gift wrap, but Mitchell has his left arm impeding that grip. No dinner, dude. You just gave up that easily. I guess Mitchell taps again. James moves in north-south. Got Sophie and Andrew over there. Andrew on an ankle pick. Gets Sophie down. Onto the Kimura on Austin. So I roll him back over. Just need to get that leg free. And now I can go on to the finish. Getting that leg over the head. And I'm leading with this arm, the pulling arm, not the pushing arm. I bet you will. So you still went and got ice cream after though, didn't you? I mean, I would have. There's still time. big stack right at the end. Is that James? Yes. James with the sit-up. Did Austin sit? Okay, yeah. Josh, you can't go to bed hungry. I need you to sort yourself out. You're going to let your blood sugar drop and it's going to get dangerous. So I think I'm looking to set up an anaconda on Mitchell here. This is something I want to get better at. So he has a grip there that's kind of shutting down my ability to get a good grip. But in any case, I get the roll. And notice that leg comes up over the top. And something I'm trying differently now is when it comes to using my leg in this to attack that top side arm, I used to really think about using my leg to pull the arm up over the head. Now, I think about it more like I'm just blocking the elbow so that they can't connect their hands and push their way out of it. So, you know, at best, I'm keeping the elbow close to here as opposed to all the way out here. So that's what I was trying to work on here, but Mitchell had other plans for me. Big old broad-shouldered Mitchell. I felt like I got a really good crunch on his head, though. I think this was getting close, but my grip was just not going to work for that one. James doing some wall work. Let's see who gets the best of this. All right, they're off. I don't like getting up against the wall with you, James. I feel like you've had really good success there. It's either you or Andrew or both with me handle the wall really well. Rear crucifix position. To a legs Kimura. This was, I think I did this later in the night too. This was a cool position I never really thought about. I always think about hitting legs Kimura from here, where I have to, my opponent's turtled up and I have to hope that they get the right arm configuration for this. I know I did, James. I was going to point that out later. But I swear to God, I was thinking about you as I did that, because I was like, it's me or him. Like, because I feel like you've had a lot of success there. So I was like, I'm not going to let him get the jump on me. So I just like I think I shot a quick double on you. We'll see it later. But yeah, in any case, rear crucifix leading into that legs Kimura. So when your opponent gets their hands together like this, you kind of have what you need to hit this move. You have the right arm and leg configuration here. So if, you know, you could either encourage them to roll back up, you can go into this move pretty easily. So that's what I noticed here. I'm like, oh, I got exactly what I need. So I hit the roll on it, block his face so he can't come up. If he does come up, we just end up back where we started in that turtle position. So I have to roll faster than him, which means I got to slow his roll down. And then now I can use my legs to break that grip much easier than my arms. And he's not getting that arm back from that figure four. Old bendy shoulders Mitchell. Can't bend his way out of that. It's never too late to eat, Josh. You know that. Gotta be a better name than a legs Kimura. Ashi Kimura. It's the best I got. I'm sure someone somewhere has a different name, but that's how I know it. Ooh, what did I do to him? Oh, Overtie sweep. I've been wanting to hit more of these, and Mitchell made me feel so good about this. So you guys know I love my Overtie snap, but I often miss this opportunity. So it's kind of like sent it. So as soon as I get him stepping, I quickly pull him back in this direction, kick his leg in that direction. And I was a little worried about that back leg, but he just kind of pulls it out from underneath him. Didn't hurt himself. I checked. I love that move. Let's see, Andrew's violently entering into the knee bar. Quite the exchange here, and Austin is hanging on, as is his shin somehow. The Overtie snap? You want to see the Overtie snap? Is that what you're asking for, Joshua? It's fine. I want to look at this leg stuff with Austin too. Yeah, so here's the setup. Someone gets a collar tie on you, so Mitchell collar ties me. An overtie is just me reaching over top of his collar tie and putting a collar tie on. It's just a collar tie on top of one. It is one of the best ways, I think, to enter into a snap down. What you'd want to do is get them pushing towards you. You know, it's kind of with any snap down, right? But with your other hand, your non-collar tie hand, you can reach across to their wrist or their bicep and snap everything down. So like I would you see how my left leg is back a little bit? I would snap in that direction, like kind of in front of my left leg, since my body's a little bladed. If Mitchell's leaning forward when I do that, that's where I get the most violent snap downs of all the ones I do. I can send people across the room with it, but I'm just using their momentum against them. A lot of times they readjust, right? So here you see me go, I ditch that wrist grip and I go to the same side, or I'm sorry, I guess I'll call this the same side wrist grip, where I'm just reaching across, and then I go up to this hand, his collar tie arm, pull that down. And now if they don't get a big step or they don't put their hands on the ground, that's where you can hit the trip, right? If they do put their hands on the ground, well, you've got back exposure. You could settle in to, break down their turtle position. They might get up and you could chase them down on like a single, or chase the back or whatever. There are probably some other examples later in the evening I could show, but yeah, I don't know. I think that move works for everybody. So I don't want to say oh, Josh, that'd be really good for your game, but it's something you should add in. So I feel like you are very good with hanging on people's heads and making them wear your weight. And you're not afraid to engage up top because you have a really good sprawl and you trust your sprawl. You're welcome, my son. So use that. Let people collar tie you and then reach over the top. I don't see you getting taken down very often, or back when we used to train together all the time, I wouldn't see that much, from people taking shots on you. So for whatever it leaves open for your legs, I think you especially are fine. You're so fine. What do we got? Oh yeah, awesome. Andrew here rips that leg up, turns the corner, and is trying to settle into a knee bar. Well, I think Austin is thinking a calf slicer here, but he's got the wrong leg up and over. His bottom side leg. Oh, actually no. Maybe I take that back. This is where I need Coach Mikey to chime in. I miss him. father. I mean, I am an ordained minister. So it works. Anyway, Andrew has a straight ankle grip on. I'm surprised Austin isn't tapping to it. But also not. Austin sets up his own. And now they're just seeing who will tap first. And neither one blinks. Now into 50-50. And I'm going to say Andrew has the better position here because his legs are pretty well hidden. Getting a little more even now. James, you look like you're just bullying Ronnie. Nice hip pull out of turtle position. I can't remember which arm is Dylan's injured arm, but gets spin off balance really well, but just can't quite avoid the arm attack. I feel like he taps real early, so maybe that was his compromised arm. James. So actually, I want to go back a little bit. We're never going to get through this round. James looking for maybe a Choi bar briefly. Kind of got that like a reverse Kimura grip. Don't blame you for ditching that. And here you stand up, pull Ronnie out of turtle. And then you ditch the back to go into this almost like an S-mount position. Really nice. Luke nods in approval. Meanwhile, does Austin get this? Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what happened there. Maybe Andrew got that one. Yeah, I like how you take the time to cover her face with your knee. Like it sets up a quick transition to the cross face. Because that is the thing, like, when you fall back from here, that's often where people initiate a real explosive escape. I guess my only concern is your knee. Just the way you're falling. It's off to the side and whatever. You know what's good for your knee and what's not. But that's my one concern about that position. But it does make for a very quick cross-face leg repositioning. Ronnie looks to get the arm across the body. Can Bing come up from here? Nice, good. Ronnie gets her weight across Bin's shoulders, briefly at least, to try to get him pinned down. Oh, he does a good job digging out of that. Ronnie was doing good there, basing in like the right direction, right up until the very end. I think Ben just got her off balance enough to make his stand up possible, or his get up, if you want to call it that. Should have went Haragoshi there. Oh, is this where the workout begins? Yeah. It's the worst, man. I know the feeling. Like, I get in his close guard and he tortures me like this too. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the best I could tell you is when you get here, if he's hanging on like this, yeah, it's not the best. You got to hand fight out of that. Or alternatively, you could try to do. I always tell you guys do a CPR grip, right? 2 hands, push it on the knee. You can push with 1 hand too, or try to identify which leg is on top in his crossed ankles and reach back and peel it off. In this case, that would not have worked for you since his right leg is on top and your right arm is free. You would need your left arm free. But yeah, this sucks and it's exhausting. Sasai to finally get Andrew on the ground. So you'll see me pull with that underhook, trip with this leg before he could step out. Get a nice turn. Just right back to it. Yeah, that's a dangerous spot to be, James. Like, even if you're getting frustrated here, like, try not to reach back with your posture broken down. I don't think you would get caught in the triangle. Stranger things have happened, but like that is the primary risk there. Someone of lesser experience would likely get caught there. It'd be like that. There it is. Nice. Good redirection. When it finally breaks open, you address it really quickly and nicely, just stack in behind him. I like that you tried to stay behind him rather than working from in front of his arms, in front of his shoulder line. Been on a... What's he had? He had like a armbar attempt, maybe? I don't know if he was looking for an armbar or a triangle armbar or something. But Ronnie felt safe enough. Goes for a counter toe hold. Look at that, Ronnie digging that leg out, trying to break the turtle down. I want to see her sneak this leg underneath and establish a hook. Unless maybe she's got other plans. It looked like she was maybe going for some sort of lower body attack setup. James, that was nice. This is a really good principle, really good example of how to slow your opponent down when they're seated and you're standing. The obvious ones is it's like reach down, grab the ankles, toss them back over. Oh, hey, Ronnie. I'll give you more credit than that. Another one is to... What else can you do there? Oh, Luke's favorite, club the head, right? Push their head off to the side and, get their hand on the mat. Another way that I don't think is used enough, and James is doing it here, is pulling the head forward. As the head comes in front of the hips, it weighs up the feet. It puts the feet onto the ground a little bit more firmly, and it allows you to go around, and it makes it much harder for your opponent to rotate. And James uses it just long enough to get to like 90 degrees on Luke, and then from there gets behind that arm, and he could start going all the way around the body. Interpretive dance. Oh, it's beautiful. Your style is beautiful. Oh yeah, I got a Katagatame on Andrew, which surprised me because I don't really get these much. But what I like about this, Yeah. What is it, Josh? An H&T. What I really like about this, I think, I can't. This was weeks ago, and my brain is scrambled. But somebody in the chat was saying they enjoy. I think it may have been Jordan was saying they like setting these up from like side control, or even half guard, where you get your head into the position you want, like long before you would expect to get there. So probably talking about side control when we were discussing it. And then as you make your way into mount and then dismounting to the far side to finish the strangle, that motion ratcheted in that connection like really, really well. You're damn right. You're damn right. You deserve the accolades. I was thinking about you when I did this because I got set up in this and I'm like, oh, his arm's up high. I'm nowhere near dismounting yet. I still haven't even gotten a mount. But let me just hold this here, make it super tight, and then I'll work on that position. So there, I feel really good about the arm connection. Start to get my legs free with a little foot wedge, make my way across. Settled in and just trusted it, and ended up getting it. It was from that early setup, not trying to set it up from mount. So thank you, Jordan. Oh, James looking for a little cross body action here. Luke knows it. He's trying to address it before James can get good diagonal control. Nice rolling escape from Luke. Right up into the top position. Getting to work with 30 seconds left. And James out the back. Why did I call it an H&T? I was thinking G&T because that's what I really want to drink right now. It's an H&A. I was thinking T because a triangle, arm triangle. Jordan called out Sophie here, called her a restaurant. As she goes, oh yeah? How about this for a single? Trip. Gets that nice extension on the knee. Josh, another example of that overtie. Coop has a collar tie on me. I set up my overtie on him, and I'm ripping that arm off as I'm turning in this direction to snap him down. Here, I don't get the leg trip like I would have liked. At least not as quickly. I think I get it here in a second. But yeah, even if, just like recognize there that even if it doesn't work, I'm almost behind Cooper at this point. Like as soon as I clear his arm or his grip off of my neck, I am basically behind him. I'm just outside of his arm. If I get him moving forward enough, on a really good snap, I am behind him. Just another reason why that position is so great. Luke breaking down Bin here, or trying to. Bin's. Oh wow. Don't normally see Luke fall off that position very much. He's no worse for the wear. Working from bottom half guard. Do you want an MS? What's an MS? Oh, a milkshake, yeah. Dude, go get a milkshake. It's Milkshake Wednesday. There's got to be like a Chick-fil-A or something open near you. I mean, that's what I thought. Just have one on Friday, too. gets that arm back to safety before Ben can get too far. Not sure what they're discussing. Oh, Sophie, that was your chance to get up. That's a healthy strategy. Remember when Cole used to watch the stream? Get in the chat, comment. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Then again, you weren't on stream for the longest time either. And I don't recall you coming into chat, but you're back. I love it. I haven't timed you out yet today, so. Jordan rolling through, looking for the strangle. But Sophie's doing a great job. She and I have a roll after this, either like after this one or a little bit later. And her hip mobility out of in the back position was remarkably difficult to control, and it made strangling her or just establishing the beginnings of the strangle very difficult. See there, she was almost out. Almost got her head crushed there too by Ben. So wait, what were you trying to get at dinner that they didn't have? Like, what were your three? What was your plan A, B, and C? I want to know. In that order? Yeah, I think if Ben moved a little bit faster on that escape, he could have fully gotten out. Luke chased down the back pretty well and got his hook back in. And now it's misery for Ben. In a body triangle. Luke with the short choke. Switch it up. This is all across the face, too, by the looks of it. It might be under... Ben was hanging on until the clock. What else? Anything else? You got Ronnie and Mitchell over there. Who's Caleb going with? Maybe Ethan. Luke do to get here? Damn, alright. Gets Ronnie with the rear triangle. Totally missed the setup. What the hell even is this? Ronnie like violently shucks that arm off of him. They get tangled up. I feel like Ronnie's more in trouble here. Luke actually has the grip on her. That was sick. Sets up the triangle. But Ronnie kind of gets out of it. So he goes wrong way triangle. Which if you rotate around the body with a wrong way triangle, you get to a rear triangle. You can see right here. Right? Yeah. I mean, this is like a side on. Yeah, this is a wrong way triangle, basically. Then he keeps going around, gets up here, and now he's into a rear triangle. And he knows it. And then I love this. He's crunching into it. I want to say he's pulling her arm with his left arm to maybe secure this a bit more. Yeah. That was nice. So tight. Yeah. Yeah. That was a sick entry. James Mitchell back on my BS with this rear crucifix. Wait a minute. Did I skip too far ahead? Ronnie gets out. They stand up. Okay. Here I'm in that rear crucifix again, looking for the Ashi Kimura entrance. She rolls up. I have what I need. I don't remember if I get it on her though. Yeah, she rolls out that time. I was unable to beat. I couldn't slow her the roll through down enough, so she's able to get up and can get her arm safe. Ronnie, what are you doing? I feel like you're like, I'll just try to grab this thing. I'll just try to grab this thing now. I have no idea what you're trying to do. But I like the creativity. What did he do? What? Or did something just happen there? Oh, Kimura. Okay. I believe it. James with the 2-on-1 here. Mitchell trying to square up, stay in front of him. Oh yeah, this is where I think where Sophie's hip movement was making retaining this position extremely difficult. So it's highly complimentary of after a roll. Yeah, it's there. She sneaks out. It's like, all right. Gotta try something else. Nice. That was nice, James. I thought you were banned from the target. You look like the kind of guy who would be banned from the target. Another Kimura? Or Americana, straight arm. Yeah. Yeah, they weren't sure about Jordan, so they're just like, yeah. Best you don't travel. Ronnie trying to dig out this low single. The only problem with it is, well, not the only problem. Biggest problem is you're all against the wall, so it's going to be hard to get them down from there. But with your head on the outside, this gets a little dangerous for you. Head inside, not so dangerous. Head outside, very dangerous. Luke could step over and try to, set up kind of a rolling triangle entrance here. More likely to see that in the gi. I know you guys don't know what that is, but it would be super cool if he pulls it off. Somebody bring their gi to class. I want to get a gi round in. Even though my hands feel arthritic already. I probably don't need to do it. I would do it. Don't worry, they got shut down. If the FBI didn't visit you yet, you're safe. Me and Luke. Oh, I have a fun takedown here at the beginning. Luke made me pay for later. James gently putting Ethan down. So, as usual, Luke's, even if Luke's posture is broken voluntarily or otherwise, getting to his legs is difficult. They're a little far. Not to mention, I don't want to wear his sprawl. So I go for a different option here in a second. Arm drag doesn't work. Notice he's standing pretty square. So I decide to sit, and I try to go double Kouchi and push him backwards, but he leans forward and takes that away from me. But what he does give me is double underhooks, and I'm not flattened out. I'm sitting on my butt, so I would retract my legs, stand up, and go for a bear hug sweep. And Ben was like, oh, nice. And I was like, Ben, please don't. He's going to kill me. Yeah, Luke was like, I can't believe that happened. But yeah, bear hug sweeps work. They're a really, really great option against bigger opponents. I don't like how I did it. I've said it on stream before, like when you go for this, you ideally have your hands connected, like at the very least in an S grip, and you do it way up high, like almost behind their neck, at the very least behind, between their shoulder blades. So I got pretty lucky here that I could even pull that off. Austin looked like he about got you down, Jordan. But almost isn't good enough. He's thinking ankle pick, maybe a little level change. Then Jordan hits him with one. Very nice. Trying to get behind Luke and chase him down. The back attack felt good here. I was trying to use Luke's own game against him with those early strangle, the early strangle attacks, right? Like Luke doesn't play the straitjacket game typically. You'll see him pull it out every once in a while, but he's very successful with double overhooks, pummeling over the face, exposing the neck by repeated strangle attempts. So kind of try that a little bit here on him. I see my opportunity to get my forearm across the face and try to use that to like continue to dig under, but he does an excellent job denying me everything I want always. Well-timed hip movement there, and now I'm screwed. Luke doesn't let me get up from here. Ever. There's the guard pass. Just about. And Ethan playing around with some Kimura stuff there, maybe. James talking you through something. Meanwhile, Jordan, what's going on over here, bud? Austin giving you the business, huh? And Andrew doing the same to Ronnie over there. Got her in a knee bar. Andrew liking his knee bars that night. Austin in a, it looks like a Gogoplata armbar combo. So pulls his own leg over into a Gogoplata position, but he's in mount. So not able to like, well, I mean, I guess he could like pull the head into the shin. But then he's got that right arm isolated. And that's just good, clean fun right there. Austin winning back his Innovator crown. Can't say I've seen a Gogoplata armbar combo in a while, if ever. Me doing my best not to die, not to let my elbow get caught across the body and expose my back, which probably happens. Luke's very good at forcing that. Alright, never mind, I guard. And Bin onto Sophie's back now. Austin with the big turn to cross Ashi. But it looks like Jordan's gotten his knee free. Or not. Thought you'd be safe, man. So the big turn. I guess, is that a knee bar? Or, oh no, he gets a toe hold on you, I see. Not, I mean, whatever. Tap when you want to tap, Jordan. If you find yourself getting caught in this again, take a pause. Think about what your free leg can do as far as disrupting this grip. Like, if you just extended this leg and got under Austin's right elbow here, you may have been able to, push kick your way out of this. But, whatever. Tap early, tap often, right? I just don't like seeing Austin get the satisfaction. Too much, Got to keep that boy humble. Oh man, I felt like I promised there at the end. So again, coming up from the seated grip. Luke has his arm pretty well extended. He's over my shoulder, giving me an opportunity to either sneak out the back, which I'm a little too flat. I don't think that's going to work. So I opt for this like pinch headlock. And now I have similar mechanics to the bear hug sweep where I can kind of crunch in on this, allowing me to get my hips back enough to work to a standing position. And what I should have done, I mean, one thing I could have done is take this underhook and send it across in this direction, turn Luke over, and try to basically block his left arm from posting and use my underhook to turn him and put him on his back and hopefully be past his guard. He gets up though, and I transition to this front headlock. I go for the sacrifice here by sitting to the mat, trying to trip his left leg with my right leg, but I can't get him turned enough. My grip isn't good enough for a guillotine, and there's not even enough time anyway. So fun start and fun end for me, and miserable all the other rest of it. All right, big boys. Didn't have a hook in, Jordan. Austin trying to turn the corner around Bin's knee shield. Bin whips him over with a grip on the waist, I believe. Luke taking his time stepping over. Doesn't want to get that leg caught and only goes when he sees the opportunity. Caleb sits. Okay. I'm glad you didn't wait to pass there, James. But Caleb denies the pass. Going up the turtle. Your mom's a hook. I don't know if I've seen Sophie and Cooper have a match. Cooper doing good, making his way to the back. Sets on that body triangle. Let's see if Sophie can get out of that. She got the right idea. There we go. Got to get the knee behind the shin, though. It's not enough to just get the ankle behind. In fact, it would almost be better to, instead of like, you kind of see her trying to reach back, almost like she's bringing her heel to her butt to try to go behind that locking leg. I would say it's going to be better to actually straighten your leg out, or not fully straight, but like point your knee. Let me see if I can get a good frame to describe how to get behind that leg a little bit better. Basically, the exact opposite of what her leg is doing here. Point the knee in this direction. You could keep a slight bend in your leg, but try to fish behind that leg with your knee, not with your foot. And I think you'd have better success getting to it. And then as soon as you get behind it, like right now, she may be able to do the rest of the move, which is use her bottom arm. I don't know what her bottom arm is doing. I mean, it looks like her bottom arm isn't really... She's gripping on the tricep. That's where you want to grip on the ankle, though, not on the tricep. So right there, reach down, grab that leg with your bottom arm, and you're in a good position to unwind that body triangle. Caleb stands back up after voluntarily sitting down. I think Caleb just has a checklist of people he hasn't hit a Haragoshi on yet, and that's what he's trying to do. He's like, oh, I'm not going to hit it sitting, so I better get up. Thought James had an opportunity there. Jordan holding the lockdown. Looks like Sophie briefly got free. Ronnie getting that sweet, sweet content. Coop now in an armbar, but he's got that leg trap. It's going to... Not impossible to finish the armbar, but it definitely makes it more difficult. Sophie being a little bit of an escape artist here. She's got the body lock grip and an opportunity to get behind Cooper here. Cooper's got his knee back across. She does a great job creating movement to shut down his ability to... So she can't do it either when she's moving, but she's doing so for defensive reasons, so it's understandable. Oh, back to that body triangle. Oh, compression strangle here. Camel clutch. Lucas. James, it's obvious you don't want to hang out in the pocket with Caleb. Which I can't say I blame you. escapes the round. And even Luke, I bet, is a little hesitant to engage in certain upper body entanglements with Caleb now, after Caleb hit a nice hard rush on him a few weeks ago. That was a terrible, terrible attempt. I know what Caleb was trying to do here, trying to hit that that rolling entrance to the back take. But he just rolls. Problem is, he rolls off the side, like Caleb's rolling over his side rather than over his own shoulder. If he had rolled more in this direction, or if his, the axis of his body was a bit more in line with Luke's, this may have worked, but now he's just kind of perpendicular, so it's easy for Luke to pop out of that. And Caleb knows it. Cooper in a reverse triangle on Bin. I wonder if Cooper knew that was a really good spot, or if he was just like, this isn't a triangle, this is a weird angle. As I said it before, the reverse triangle is, from what I was told and what I later found out, definitely the tightest of the 5 primary triangle variations. Absolutely the tightest and the quickest onset for a strangle. James mercifully not throwing Sophie. I got Ethan and Andrew over there in a 50-50 battle. Looks like Ben is trying to set up. He's hitting an S mount now. I thought he was going for like a mounted triangle. Now he's back to a regular mount. Going on to my anaconda attempts here. I don't think Jordan lets me do it though. Luke is looking for a Darce, maybe? And Caleb just rolls through with it. Okay. So there wasn't a strangle threat, but Caleb rolled with it. Now he might be in a little bit of trouble. Okay. Regards. Sets up his lockdown. A reasonable response to finding yourself in bottom half guard against Luke. James working from this kind of side on rear triangle position. And end of the round. More overties. I can't remember the one later. Almost got you with the Sasai there. That's when whenever I get a shallow underhook, that kind of becomes my go-to attempt. A little high on the leg, I think, and maybe not enough of a spin. There's like a weird balance with the Sasai where like you want to fall with them, but you don't want to fall completely. It helps. I feel like it helps finish the move if you're kind of falling with them, but as they start to go, you can disengage a little bit and stay standing. I'm sure it was. Autocorrect just uses the words you use most frequently. But good evening, Jordan. There's that wall work. Let's see this again. I think you put me to the wall. Oh no, okay. It was the, again, an overtie, right? So Josh, if you're still watching, this is a really quick entrance to an overtie, but James has his here, his collar tie. James has his collar tie. I quickly hit mine and try to get him down. I try to snap him down a lot. That's where when they don't go all the way down, when their hands don't hit the mat, when their posture doesn't really break, that's where the foot sweep comes in, which is what I try to hit here. We end up against the wall, and I'm like, all right, let me keep him there, and then try to get on this double leg. Switches to a single leg. Now my head's caught, and I'm a little worried. And now I'm in the 2-on-1, and James works his way behind me. Oh my god, dude. The foot breaker. Ben hits me with a good trip later. It actually may have been off the same setup with the overtie to the foot sweep. And I thought it would be hard to walk today. We'll see it. I think it's the last round. But it was so clean, and I just hit the mat like a sack of potatoes. So Ethan getting a little too tunnel vision on the strangle there. He wasn't really aligned well enough for it. Got a mile worth of legs in this roll going on. I'm so afraid of like straight ankling Austin that like I'll do it and he won't tap, and then his little bird bones will just break. I don't know if Cooper has to worry about that because his arm might break first. So James has been practicing his standing guard breaks a lot this evening. I go for the setup of a headstand sweep, but I don't really have like that underhook is kind of what gives it away, the headstand sweep. But I think so. James like pops up here. I can't remember what I was thinking, if it was like try to keep his posture down, or if I knew I was gonna lose that battle, so I just tried to enter into the legs. But here I go to enter it, and he dances away from me. Oh, I don't care. I would have done the same to you. Don't apologize. Thought nothing of it. But thank you for the kindness. I haven't quite figured out the wrestle up yet. It's from a seated position coming up against a significantly taller opponent than me, or even just like a moderately heavier opponent than me. I feel like I often lose that exchange. Like there's something I'm not doing, or something I'm doing wrong that I haven't quite pinpointed yet. I just prefer to work like that, how I just did it there. So get myself to turtle. I mean, a million times. Like this is what I love to do from turtle, from bottom half guard. But you'll see I reach on the outside of the leg down to the ankle, not the knee, all the way down to the ankle. That gives me the lever I need, and I'm just trying to feed it to the same side leg. So with my left arm, I feed it to my left leg, just to step over. James either kind of sits his butt to the mat here a little voluntarily, or I'm able to push him off enough to get his butt seated. It's hard to say which, because I don't always end up with this this hip position against the knee. But as long as I could straddle the leg, I normally feel pretty confident about getting out of here, unless I have a really scrambly, fresh opponent. But now I've gotten the sweep, gone around to the side, making my way to the back with no time left. All right, let's see this almost ankle-breaking foot sweep that Bin does to me. So smooth. So does he? Okay, so he has a collar tie, not an overtie. But he catches me, man. That was great timing. Sweeps it right out. Oh yeah. Oh my God, me too. Couple more times here. So. Yeah, that was nice. Really nice. As soon as he hit it, I was like, oh man. Gonna be good to see. But then, yeah, about midway through the round, my ankle was throbbing. And I'm like, oh, I guess you really, really got that ankle. Like, good. Not like a kick or anything, but just made solid contact with it. So, great execution. Andrew working from side control now on Jordan over here at the right side of the screen. And Sophie and Austin over there, okay. Austin looking to set up a sweep. Maybe he's got the right side butterfly hook in. Oh, transitioning to a guillotine. And now just into a closed guard variation. This grip is something you would use for a counter to a log splitter. So if you're wondering why the hell I'm reaching this far and doing funky grips with my hands, it's because Bin's knee is up my butt crack and on my center line, probably a more eloquent way to put it, and I'm looking to get a deep enough like false wrist grip, like get him on here, to take my hips in this direction and his foot in that direction. That's how I typically try to counter log splitter. But Bin doesn't care. Exactly, James. Exactly. Because you can't kick in jiu-jitsu, so you just gotta make contact with the foot. Aggressive, meaningful contact. Try to tripod sweep my way out of that, but Ben's not having it. Andrew standing back up, casually walking around Jordan. I think Jordan's got a lot of quitting him in this round. Been hopping around my guard. Maybe I got a lot of quitting me too. Andrew looking to play the straitjacket method, but he's got to contend with this grip fight first. In with the shots. Not quick enough. At least not yet. Andrew on the makings of a... I thought he was going to try a Katagatame variation. Oh, and this is just a gross attempt at an anaconda entrance. I totally failed. Andrew now looking for a north-south strangle, no arms in. Now Jordan likes this counter. He doesn't quite have the grip I think that he would want. He's got this open grip. Gonna be hard to get the leverage. Been giving me the business for this round. Nice work from him. Nice work from everybody. Good stuff. That was a great active Monday. I was super stoked to be able to join you guys. Very happy to be back on the mats when I can. So, great work. Great work, everybody. Thank you for hanging out. If you're lurking in the chat, hit that follow button. If you're liking, hit that subscribe button. Subscribe with your Twitch Prime. One of the best ways to help us out at no cost to you if you've got an Amazon Prime membership. Take it easy, James. Appreciate you being here, bud. Subscribe at YouTube as well. I'll post this up for you. I'm a little behind on reposting these to YouTube, but I promise to get caught up in the next day or two. And yeah, we're going to continue on with back mount week. So I hope you guys can be there tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday, forever and ever and ever. And yeah, I think that's about it. Go trim your nails and do your laundry and don't be stinky. And I'll see you guys back on the mats. Take it easy.